Hey, what's up? Welcome to another episode number 14. We're coming to you from the bedroom, or the desk.
A good location.
Yeah, the new, better looking, we got the lights. You guys can't see them, but we can. So, yeah. I guess we start the way we always do with the update. I don't know if you got an update.
The 2-week update.
Yeah, the 2-week daily update.
So I guess my biggest update will be my race that I just had last Saturday. We raced at San Marcos. So Cal State San Marcos.
Yeah.
There was an AK race there, but it wasn't really an AK. The race director said it was 5 miles, and then I wore my GPS and it was 5.15. So kind of a long 8K, but needless to say, I ran pretty good. It was one of my better times. Not so much time because their distance was off, but my pace was a 6:06 pace. So that's like one of my faster paces. My fastest was an average 6:04. So I'm hoping to beat that this next race coming up on Saturday. But yeah, that was a pretty fun race. Me and the leader from my team, we went back and forth the whole race. He beat me by like 8 or 9 seconds. So I was right on his tail. But we were just pushing each other the whole time, pretty much, back and forth, back and forth. It wasn't one of the funnest races, though, because it was a looped course. So you did 3 loops of the same exact loop. So it's kind of lame in that sense. But it works. I mean, this race coming up, though, is where I got my PR last year, so I'm hoping to beat that. I want to break 30, but I don't know if that's going to happen, but we'll see.
Cool. And you're getting married in a month, but probably nobody needs to know that. No. Okay.
That'll happen next time. The next episode, we'll talk about the wedding.
Yeah. Update for me, 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago? I think 2 weekends ago. It was on a Saturday. I ran a race. I got 3rd overall. I should have came in 2nd overall, but I was 3rd overall. But the race was really small. It was like a run for medicine or something. Some kind of like, basically they do like massage therapy and acupuncture. So it was like Oriental medicine or something like that. I don't know. Anyways, there was like 50 people, probably not really 50, probably 30 that showed up. And somebody had posted in a group on a Facebook group that I'm in San Diego Vegans group, and basically like, hey, like if you guys want, come out and support us and run the race. It was like $25 to sign up, even up to the day of or something. So like, I was like, nobody's gonna show up, and I could win first place. So those are the races that I had the most fun. So. I show up there, this guy's there that looks like he's going to win. He's warming up, running and stuff, and I walk over and ask him, I'm like, hey, so what kind of pace are you trying to run today? And he's like, 16 minutes. And I was like, good luck. I'm going to run 21 minutes today. So he took off like fast, and I was just trying to keep with him for as long as I could. And he basically outran me in the first like 1/10 of a mile. So, and then he knew the course, but I didn't know the course, and the group of people I was with didn't know the course. So we start heading down the straightaway, and we were supposed to make a right-hand turn, but nobody was there telling us to make a right-hand turn. And I thought one of the guys that was running with us knew the course because he was wearing a blue shirt, which everybody else that was part of the race crew was wearing blue shirts, and he was in front of me. So I was like, this guy knows where he's going. And he just keeps on running straight. And I had thought, like, we're supposed to turn right, but he kept on running straight. And I was like, this guy knows where he's going. So we just keep on running straight. And we run about a half mile down on the straightaway. We get to the end of it. It was at the beach, basically, and we can't go any further. So we turn around and run back. And we're like, oh, it's just an out and back kind of thing. So we start heading back. Well, now they had put a guy, part of one of the race crew members there at the turn, and was with the sign pointing everybody to turn right. So we run by him. We're like, what the heck, man? You weren't here. And he's like, oh, yeah, you have to go in here and do this loop and then go. So, like, we had already ran a half mile, so we run in there, run the loop, and start heading back. And basically, the girl who finished in front of me, who got second place, beat me by, like, probably, like, 4 seconds or something, 3 or 4 seconds. So I seen her, and I was like, whatever, she can have second place, because I ran way longer than she did. So third place, really second, but third. But honestly, I think if it was actually a 5K, I don't think I would have came in second, because the people that I was running with were like pretty strong runners, and I think that like they would have beat me at 5K, but because I've been running such long distance, I was able to beat them past the 5K mark. So I don't know, kind of just luck of the draw.
Mm-hmm.
I think my time was like, well, my official 5K time was like 24 minutes, 24:30 probably, which not that good. 5K time on my GPS though was like 21. I want to say 21:30. So that I felt pretty good about that. But obviously, when you have to run an extra half mile, it's not too fun. So yeah, race instructors, make sure people are there telling people where to turn. And if it's obvious where to turn, so you probably should have somebody there telling people to turn there. And yeah, basically well-mapped course. It was online. I should have looked at the course and just ran the course that was online, but I never pay.
Nobody ever does that.
Yeah, nobody ever does that. The guy who won first place, this is how high speed he was. He showed up to the course, runs the course before the race to warm up, runs the course, then goes out for a cool down for like another 2 miles. And I was like, props to you, 16-minute guy. So yeah, it was cool, but definitely third place. First time I got on the podium at any race, so I was pretty excited. I was going to do a mud run that day, but I felt like I had a better chance doing this road race, so, and I would have finished second, but hey, I won't live it down. Probably the worst race I've ever done, though. One of the worst races. I ran this 5K that was 2 miles long. You said 5K 2 miles. That's what I said. I ran the fastest 5K that you would never believe. I ran a 14-minute 5K that day, but it was only 2 miles. So I don't know how that worked out. But anyways, world record times were ran that day for a 5K course. So I think the guy who finished ran like 11-minute 5K or something. So the race director, idiot. In Phoenix, everything's set up as a grid. We ran from one street to the next street. It's to be a mile. Then we ran back. So it was out and back. The guy didn't calculate that like you actually have to do like an extra half mile on an out and back to get 3 miles. You just can't run out and back 1 mile and you'll get 2 miles. So I was pacing myself for a 5K, and then we finished, and I was like, wow, cool, short. Well, yeah, that was fun. I don't know if you've had any bad races. But.
Oh, I've had last year in the springtime we did a bunch of like trail races for spring training. There was this one race that, for whatever reason, it was cut short. We ran out. It was out about like a mile and a quarter, and so we turn around and I'm like, oh, I look on my GPS. I'm like, oh, okay, so it's a mile and a quarter. I'm like, oh, so we're probably gonna go off the beaten trail a little bit, do a loop, come back into the main trail, and then finish. Nope, we go out, mile and a quarter, come back, mile and a quarter, finish, and I'm like, 16 minutes, not bad. Or like, it was like 18 minutes. Yeah, like 16 minutes. So I was like, oh, okay.
And it was a 5K?
Yeah, I was like, not bad. I was like, this is a PR. So, I mean, some people, like, that weren't wearing GPSs and stuff are probably like, I did pretty good today, but the other of us that wear GPSs are pissed because you're like, your race was short. Like, I paid all this money and you're going to cut my race short. Like, you kind of get ripped. Especially when they're long, too. Like,
oh, yeah, long races.
You don't, with a 5K race, in any shorter race, anything that's less than like a 10K especially, you want it to be like within 0.05 of the actual distance. Even I ran a race at Vanguard. It was like 5.05 miles, which is if an AK is around 4.97 or something, 4.98, somewhere around there, like yeah, 0.05 might not seem a lot, but that could be like a whole minute
Yeah.
or half of or 30 seconds. And when you're trying to take off 30 seconds of your time, and you get 30, 40 or 30, 31, 30, like, and you're trying to take off 30 seconds, like that 30 seconds matters. So like, even though only may seem like 1/100ths of a mile, like
Yeah,
it's
man.
still a pretty big deal, you know.
Yeah.
So like making sure like if your race is a 5K, that's usually like 3.11. So like if it's 3.12, 3.13, or 3.10, like that's pretty good. But like having like 3.2 is not close to a 5K whatsoever. Having it 3 miles is shorter than a 5K, clearly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny, when I was in Texas, one of the better races I did, which is weird because it was a small race that like a church group put on, I think, or like a missionary group or something like that put on, and then was sponsored by the local running store out there, Endurance Outfitters. And I was like, they were like the race director, so it was Joey. He was like the race director, and he was like, we finished that course, and I think my watch was like it was like 3.2 or 3.3 or three, not 3.2, 3.12 or 3.13, and I was like, wow, this is pretty, like this is dead on.
yeah.
And so I went and talked to him, and he's like, yeah, I went out and I ran the course once. He's like, I went out and ran it 3 different times with 3 different GPSs.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, because I wanted to make sure that it was right.
Yeah.
Which, like, hearing that from somebody, like, this race was so small, like, there was probably 50 people that showed up to this race. But still, like, somebody who cares that much about getting it right on, like, those are the races you need to do. And it cost me $20 to do it. So, like, there's races like that you get race directors who actually care about the course, and they'll run it 3 or 4 times before they go, like, this is where the finish line needs to go.
Mm-hmm.
So, that was one of the better races. For distance, like, for actually perfect distance, like, that was one of the better races I've done.
Yeah, I think that can be like a problem, especially with a lot of races, is they kind of just
Well, the race I did the week after, it was a 10K, and the person drove it in their car. And they, like, you're gonna get a bad distance if you drive it in your car compared to running it, but like the race director of that race wasn't about to like run. Let's just say that. But, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, she drove her in her car. At least she tried, but like you gotta tell people, like, you can't drive in your car. You gotta at least walk this.
yeah, I mean,
Or ride your bike.
especially like with races. I think a lot of people, especially with recreational races, so just like races like 5K, 10Ks that are not competitive, like there's no like money involved. Like a lot of race directors and stuff like that will just cater the race towards like the start and the finish and what kind of works out best. So like sometimes it's longer, sometimes it's shorter, just depending on what kind of works out. I know like we run the MCRD races like pretty often, not this year, but like the last couple of years we ran like every single one. There's 3 a year, and so like we run every single one in that course. Like it's supposed to be a 5K, but like it's actually like 3.0. Like sometimes my GPS has like 2.98, so
Yeah.
it's actually shorter than a 5K. But because of like the way the course is set up, it's just one big loop, and you start and finish in pretty much the same spot. So the way they set it up is always like convenient.
Yeah.
And sometimes I think they do it short on purpose because like shorter races get people better times. So like
Which keeps people coming back.
let's keep people coming back until they find out that it's short. Then they're mad.
But it's free for us most of the time, and it's like $10 if you're not like.
Yeah, those are cheap races.
Yeah, and they do pretty good. Yeah.
But yeah, definitely like make sure that like, especially if you have a GPS, that's why I recommend getting a GPS, is because like if your race is long, your race is short, you know how far you ran, regardless of what the distance they said it is. So like my race, like if I would have worn my GPS for my last race at San Marcos, I would have thought I did horrible, because I'd have been like, what the hell, like.
Yeah, for real.
Like I was running a lot faster than what it said. Like my average pace on my GPS says 6:06 pace. The average pace on the results says 6:19, which is saying that I was slower than I was last week, which is clearly not true, because I felt like I was running a lot faster last Saturday than the previous Saturday. So it's like, it can be very frustrating if your race is long. But that's why if you wear a GPS, you'll be fine because you'll have the distance on your GPS. So you'll know how fast you're running regardless of what the distance they said it is.
Yeah, one thing I also did in that race was the race that I came in third. I ran with a heart rate. It was my first time ever like running with a heart rate and like running to a heart rate. Not that I like really even looked at it a lot, but I basically like, as you guys know, the last couple like weeks I've been running at like 154, I think. No, 156, 146, 156, and then on the race day I was like, well, I'll bump it up to like 160s and like hold it at like 165 the whole time, and I did that like, and I ran pretty fast, and like 2 months ago I was running at 190 heart rates or beats per minute, like, and I ran 24 minutes back then, and 2 weeks ago I ran 21 minutes or 24 minutes, but
yeah,
give a half mile, so
depending on who you ask.
So yeah, it was. I definitely like would recommend if that's something you train with. I would say wear in a race, but most people just kind of train to pace, which is it's works still. So
yeah. Well, no matter what training you're doing, it's good to do like consistent splits or because you don't want to go out.
Split or whatever.
Yeah. If you're running and stuff like that, you don't want to have like your splits all over the place, and that's what I've noticed about my times this year. Is my splits are a lot closer to each other. My first miles are usually a little bit faster, so like in my AK race, my first mile is like usually around like a 5:40, around there, and then my second mile is usually like a 6-minute 6:05, and then my third mile is usually my slowest. But then my fourth and fifth are usually like faster than my second, so like my fourth is usually like a 6-minute something, and my fifth is usually like around 6. So I think a lot of what it is, and the reason why my first mile is so much faster is because it's the start of the race and everyone just starts out really fast. So
yeah,
but like definitely keeping consistent splits will help you to be faster, because if you're training intervals all the time, like that helps, and there's a time for intervals, but there's definitely a time for being consistent with your splits or negative splits even. So, which is kind of like heart rate. You want your heart rate to be the same.
Yeah.
You don't want your heart rate to be going up and down, up and down, up and down the whole time.
Yeah, the only thing that's like different between like heart rate and pace is if you run a hill on heart rate, your heart rate will go up if you're holding the same pace.
Yeah.
So like you slow down your pace, but your heart rate stays the same. So it's like exertion.
Yeah.
Where at pace you're holding a pace, but your heart rate's going up. So you're burning more glycogen, which may like cause you to bonk earlier in your race. But I don't know. I haven't done over a 5K racing yet, so
yeah.
I guess I'll see when I do that.
Yeah, I mean, so like that. Yeah, that like you were saying with the hills and stuff, like that can be a little bit different. So like training to pace, like you said, not so much. Like don't worry, stress too much about it. With hills and stuff, like if you slow down, like that's okay. But once you get on the flat stuff, and then that's when you can try to keep your pace pretty steady, because your heart rate's going to be pretty much the same if you're running the same terrain. And you'll know like when you run a course, like a loop course or some of the same course in a training run, like you know when you're going too fast, when you're going too slow, because you ran it before. So
yeah.
But anything else we recommend? Gadgets and
widgets,
accessories.
We put Strava, but put it on your phone. If you don't have a GPS, use your phone to track your stuff. It's not the best, but it works. It might not be the ideal like watch thing, you can wear it here, but probably not here. But yeah, I would say I know a few of my friends that are out here in San Diego. They run on like the Nike app. I don't use it anymore, but it works for them, and they use it on their phone, so they love it. I personally like Strava more. It's whatever, as long as it helps you get out and run. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, definitely Strava. What else was I gonna say? I don't know. What was it say?
Music sometimes, I don't know.
Yeah, and also surround yourself with people that are like-minded, like
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
Because those are the people that are going to motivate you to get out the door and get that running. That's what I've noticed over the years of running is if you don't have people surrounding you that are encouraging you to run or stay fit or healthy or whatever, then you probably won't do that. Now, at first, like, it can be a little bit hard if you're just getting into running, like assuming you're just getting into running or you're doing some type of different working out or whatever, or diet. People around you will be kind of freaked out about it, but eventually, like, you'll find those people that you connect with, and definitely connecting with them helps. So whether that's in getting involved in like a running club, like currently I'm in college, so like that's kind of like my running club, I guess.
Yeah.
But like when I'm off season, it's hard to like train by myself. So I think that's a good thing about Strava is it kind of gives you like community aspect to running and cycling and stuff, so you don't have to always meet up with people, but you can still see what's going on. You can compete for stuff, things like that.
For sure.
All right, so that's basically the end of our video podcast. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, check the links in the description so you can follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Google+, and yeah, that's basically it. If you have any comments or questions, leave them in the comment section below, or if you don't want anybody to see your comment or your question, you can send us a direct message on Twitter.
Yeah.
Those links are in the description like I just said. But that's basically it.
Or send us a letter.
Yeah, or or letter us like
Fax
old
us.
school snail mail.
Yeah.
And we'll get back to you in about 2 years. So
we get that much mail every day. Spam.
That pretty much wraps it up. I think we'll be back in 2 weeks for a new episode. We don't know what we're going to be talking about, but we are going to be trying to get these episodes up on iTunes and SoundCloud, I think.
Yeah.
Hopefully we have them, like, maybe some uploaded by the next one. Maybe, I don't know, though.
Yeah.
We're kind of...
I just did a search probably 4 or 5 days ago on how to do it.
Too complicated.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to YouTube and look that up. And if you guys know how to do it, we would love to see if we can get some help. But if not, I'll be the one figuring that out. And then we'll be on YouTube. We're already on YouTube. iTunes. So.
Yeah, so thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, hit every button you can.
Just don't hit this one.
And as always, keep it ultra. Peace.
Keep it ultra. Keep it plants.
See ya next 2 weeks. Peace.
Dude, if it's short, it's short.
9:45. Are we centered?
I don't know.
Nobody will know.
We don't know. Ready? What episode is this? 14?
I'll check.
I don't feel like it's not. It doesn't matter if we get it right or wrong.
Nobody watches anyways. Dude, I can't do this. I gotta just eat fruit, man. This pissed me off. Dude just added a picture.
Yeah. How did she do that?
12 views.
Quick ways to make fast cash now.
Hey, welcome to another episode, Ultra Bros, numero 13.
You only got 4 subscribers, dude.
Yeah, welcome back. Different location, but that's alright. We're keeping it popping. So, the agenda for
I'm
today.
just gonna start sharing them when they come out. I'm
I
gonna
think
post
we're
them on
gonna
my wall
give you guys
on
an
Facebook.
update like we do every single week. Duh. And then
I gotta figure out how to get
we're
this on
gonna
iTunes.
talk about.
So 14.
All right.
I'll start. You start and I'll end.
All right.